So if you didn't see, my friends, Call of Duty Treyarch, they released the first trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies gameplay. We also got the intro cinematic that we checked out yesterday at the time of recording this. Both of my reactions to those two trailers are already up on the channel if you guys missed that. So the intro cinematic for Terminus and then the actual gameplay of Terminus, which is the first of two maps. The second one's going to be Liberty Falls, launch Black Ops 6 Zombies maps. But a bunch of content creators got hands on early with it, not me. So what we're going to do in this video is react to some of the gameplay that has been posted. This one has been posted by CharlieIntel. And the reason we're reacting to this one is because it's the only one that doesn't have any commentary as far as I'm aware. Again, this is CharlieIntel's footage over on Twitter. Link down in the description below if you guys want to watch it raw. Obviously, being on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, the quality is not going to be the greatest, but I couldn't find anywhere that they posted it in higher quality. So we're going to check it out. I want to see like just some raw gameplay. We're going to kind of discuss it as we go through it. It's 17 minutes long, so do bear with me. And yeah, you know, again, this is just for reactionary purposes, kind of, you know, just to see and react to the footage. So anyways, let's go ahead and check this out. Again, this is over on Twitter. I guess this is when you load into the map, you get kind of like shots of the map. Again, it's going to be a little bit, tiny bit fuzzy because this is posted on X. And for some reason, CharlieIntel decided to post it in 720p instead of freaking 1080. I don't know why Charlie did that, but they did. Nonetheless, I guess when you, so it seems when you start the game, you have your loadout, right? So what I've been hearing some content creators say, there's another video I want to make because Call of Duty posted a massive blog post. It's massive. It might take us an hour to get through. But for those of you who like that kind of style video, I think we're gonna go through it. I'm gonna read through it. I'm gonna discuss it. I'm gonna react to the blog post and the information as we go through it. So it's kind of like a mixed of a video. It's kind of like going to be an information video for you guys that don't want to read it yourself and just want to hear someone else read it. But it's also going to be a little bit of a reaction as well. But I've heard a lot of people say that what they've kind of done with this zombies mode is they made it so that it's like a little bit of a mixture between Black Ops 3 and Cold War. So you're going to see elements that definitely feels very Cold War and elements that feel very you know, Black Ops 3, right? So you're going to see elements of it, obviously, like the Gobblegums, you know, returning. From, you know, I heard Codename Pizza say that what they're going for is they want to give you that kind of, you know, those characters and that story that, you know, really makes you feel invested. Again, I'm paraphrasing. You can watch his video for the exact quote. That makes you feel like more invested in these characters. Obviously, you know, there hasn't been really much of that in the past couple of years. So in that sense, they're taking a lot from Black Ops 3. But again, you can see there's elements like being able to come, you know, go in with loadouts, for example, and elements that are just kind of more casual, I guess you could say, that are taken from Black Ops, well, Cold War rather, which is technically Black Ops 5, technically speaking. With this map, again, I've been hearing content creators say that this is the biggest playable map, like actual round-based zombies map, that is, right? This is not including, you know, Modern Warfare zombies, right? Modern Warfare zombies is like open map. It's on the Warzone map. It doesn't count. But in terms of like round-based modes, this is the biggest map that they have basically created. In terms of Gobblegum, there's a lot of Gobblegum. We're going to be going more into details in the blog post, but from what I've been hearing, some of fan favorites from Black Ops 3 are returning, like Cashback, Perkaholic, of course, which gives you all the perks just from a Gobblegum. You know, Gobblegums you can earn just by playing the game. You know, there's going to be different rarities, of course, and whatnot. There's a Gobblegum that, again, I'm not 100% sure if I'm understanding what it does exactly, but it seems to be that what it does is essentially if you roll the mystery box and you don't like your roll, and you take this Perkaholic, it'll guarantee a higher rarity gun on your reroll out of the mystery box. So there's stuff like that, right? Again, there's a lot of different perks to consider. It seems like that machine right there maybe has something to do, again, I don't know, with the armor that we had in Black Ops Cold War. I'm pretty sure armor is going to be back. There's a bunch of different kinds of zombies, right? We've got parasites, which are like the flying things. We have, of course, excuse me, the normal zombies, right? We have the armored zombies, which are a little bit tougher zombies. We have stuff like the manglers, like special zombies and stuff. This is all stuff we've seen in the trailer as well. And so we could see that a little bit, maybe in this gameplay. Again, I haven't watched this gameplay, so I'm watching it for the first time. We got some fat zombies here that look more like bloaters from like The Last of Us or something. Again, this map is huge. There's different islands you can actually explore and go to. I'm talking as if I'm the one that played this already. This is just going off of some stuff I've heard. But there's basically a bunch of different islands. There's like a raft you can go on, like a little motorboat, I guess, and you can traverse around the area and whatnot as well. So that's really cool. Apparently this is going to be the first, also worth noticing, mentioning, Liberty Falls, the second map. It's going to be a whole different crew. It's actually happening simultaneously as this map is happening. So it's going to be a different crew altogether, different playable crew. And I guess it's going to be like, you know, stories are going to kind of like meet up at some point, maybe later on throughout the, you know, the life cycle of the game, as they, you know, release new maps and whatnot. Yeah, so Call of Duty Next, August 28th is when we're going to be able to see the, excuse me, goodness, excuse me, our first look at Liberty Falls. So keep that in mind. One of the things about this game that's really cool, although it's very casual and some veterans may dislike it, I've been playing since near the start. World at War was like one of the only games I didn't own until later on. I didn't play it when it was fresh. So when I played Nacht der Toten, where is it? Or is it Untoten? I forget the full name. I always called it Nacht, so I was just like, whatever. Anyways, whenever I played Nacht back in the day, it was at like my uncle's house, for example, right? So I didn't really play that much. But when Black Ops 1 came out, that's when I really got into zombies. I played a ton of Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. So there's the raft right here, by the way. Black Ops 3. I know I said I didn't watch this trailer, this footage. I didn't, but I've seen from what people have been saying, and obviously this was a little bit in the trailer itself, which we already reacted to. But anyways, so I played pretty much everything else. So, you know, in terms of, you know, veteran status, I would say I'm definitely up there with veteran status, you know. You know, I'm not the most hardcore of them all. That's insane. But you know, Black Ops 3, if you guys have been around the channel long enough, you know, I grinded Black Ops 3 zombies like crazy. I was 100% one of the first people to do Der Eisendrache solo. Not the first, but I was one of the first, 100% solo Easter egg. I couldn't find a crew. Some of the people that I would normally play with were rolling with some other people. And so I had no choice but to go solo. And it was funny because I ended up doing the Easter egg before all the people that I used to, you know, I would play with typically that had, you know, their own crew. So I was like, whatever, I did a solo anyway, so we're all good. Anyways, the point being is, wow, sorry, I just dragged that whole thing on way longer than I intended to. My point that I was trying to get around to was, there's going to be an ability to reconnect. So if you're playing like online with friends and you disconnect, you can reconnect to the game and pick up where you left off. I'm not sure how that's going to work though with your loadout entirely. I haven't read the details on that. Also, as you've seen, Omni movement is definitely in here, and that's exciting. Again, the map is huge. There's all these different like little islands and stuff to visit. It's crazy. It's insane. It almost seems a little bit overwhelming. Anyways, so that could be an option. The other option is like if your friend's playing. I think this was an option in Cold War. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if your friend's playing, you can join middle of the game. So they don't have to quit their game. But the other thing is actually an ability to save. There's going to be an ability to save, even if you're like solo, you could save your progress. Like you want to go to sleep or something. It says, Treyarch posted this themselves. You know, if you need to, you know, pause, you need to sleep or whatever, you can actually save and come back. You can save your progress. So, I mean, some people are going to hate that. Could be like, you know, the purists out there are going to be like, you know, that's not, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, if you're on like a really crazy long run, I mean, you could be like hours and hours and hours into it, right? It's like, listen, man, at the end of the day, you got to take care of your body. And you know, you don't want to like be stuck in the game so long where it's like, either way, if you can pause the game, what's the difference? And we've always been able to pause it in solo. So all that to say, I think that's a great feature. I don't mind it. I like it, personally speaking. Beyond that, CharlieIntel tweeted out, Treyarch confirms that the number of players who actually complete main quests and round-based zombies is lower than they hoped it would be, which is why Black Ops 6 will have something called guided main quest option. So guided is only going to launch several weeks after standard does. So, excuse me, it's not going to be there at launch. So for all the veterans who want to, do the Easter egg, the normal way, and not have, this guided mode where it's kind of like cheating, at launch, that's good. You can still do that. So for the first few weeks, we're going to be able to, jump in just like that. How far are we into this, by the way? About 9 minutes. Okay, so we've still got about 8 minutes to go. We're about just over halfway. And it looks great, man. I think it looks great so far. Let me just drink some water here. So again, guided is basically gonna like, I think it's gonna work more similar to Black Ops, or I keep calling it Black Ops, but Cold War zombies. I think that's more like what guided was. Like it literally shows you, okay, do this next and do this next. So at launch, you have to figure it out for yourself. But eventually, there's going to be the guided version. That's just to open up the whole like Easter egg thing to more players, right? I get it, and I think that's a good format as long as you're not having it there. Excuse me, at launch. Sorry, I keep getting tickle. Then I think that's great. I think that's a great format. If it's a few weeks, several weeks after, great. This is a new perk. We've seen a little bit of it in the trailer. Melee. I don't know what it's called. Melee something. Macho or something. I don't know. But it looks sick. It's just like instant melee kills. I love it. So yeah, anyways, again, guided, it's whatever. It's good for people that are maybe not accustomed to it. Some impressions that CharlieIntel posted. Again, I'm going off of a bunch of different, content creators. They said that it actually feels a lot like Cold War in how it looks. So very Cold War style, which I think is way better than Modern Warfare Zombies, but it's still not as good as Black Ops 3 was. Right, I think they're going in the right direction, and I think this is going to be a really solid experience. A lot better than we had the past couple of years, but I think it's still not where we want it to be entirely from what it sounds like. But again, it's a massive step in the right direction. I just hope that they can, really captivate us with a good story, because that was what made zombies so intriguing before, right? We had great characters, interesting characters, interesting storylines. There was mystery behind it as well. Right, and you want all those elements, and hopefully the writers are good enough to capture all that. I'm not saying they're not good writers, but it takes a special kind of writing to produce what Jason Blundell and the crew did back in the day, and whatnot. So, anyways, beyond that, we got classic zombies features, wall buys, power ups, mystery box, gobblegums from Black Ops 3. And all that. Terminus, CharlieIntel says, has verticality to it, with islands and ships to explore, but the tactical raft makes it feel more like you're getting around too quickly, in their opinion. There's another, there's a tentacle trap, which is an interesting trap to say the least. Oh, it looks so cool. That's so crazy. Again, this gameplay looks really good. It looks like Cold War, but it also looks like it takes a little bit of elements from like classic, zombies. So I think this is going to be definitely better than Cold War Zombies was, and Cold War was solid. It wasn't the best, but it was solid. I don't think it's going to be what we are used to having like from back in the day, but I think this is way better, and I think it's going to be at least enough to hold us, and hopefully they can develop it into something more rich, and hopefully the story's good, the Easter eggs are good. Excuse me. But as of right now, I already think this is going to be a really, really great mode that I think is going to be a lot of fun to play. Just from what I'm seeing, this is a crazy wonder weapon that is just annihilating zombies. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's insane. That's insane. Again, solo players in Black Ops 6 Zombies, if you happen to disconnect or the game servers go down, you're going to be able to rejoin as close to the disconnect point as possible. The game actually auto-saves your progress if you're AFK for a while, they said. Again, if your friend is playing a match, has space, you can join in the middle of the game. Omni movement is going to be in here. That means you can run, you can sprint in all directions, you can dive in all directions, which is really exciting. Melee Macchiato is what the melee machine is called. It'll replace weapon gun butt with a deadly punch that sends enemies flying, according to CharlieIntel's description here. There's also going to be something called Zombies build. So basically, in the creator class, you can designate a weapon as a Zombies build. And basically, if you find that weapon in wall buys or mystery boxes, you will have your build with the attachments, camos, and all that on the weapon. So I think that's similar to Black Ops Cold War. Well, again, I keep calling it Black Ops, but it was called Black Ops Cold War, right? Yeah, it was. I keep saying, I was like, no, wait, no, it definitely was. What do we got left for time here? We got what, 14 minutes, three minutes left. This is great. Excuse me. Again, they can't give away too much. And it's also worth noting that they're showing that they're choosing to show the gameplay without the HUD. Just like multiplayer, there's going to be different HUD options that you can choose from. And so that's going to be good. We got the Pack-a-Punch, of course, right here, which is nice. The instant Pack-a-Punch, I'm not sure how I feel about. That was kind of one of the trade-offs in original Zombies. Like, you know, it takes a few seconds to Pack-a-Punch. And so you really got to time it right. So I like the instant one, but it also feels kind of cheap. You know, I'll be honest. It feels kind of cheap. The Tactical Rift. So that's the little boat that you go around. It'll basically, you can summon it at different select spawn points, they say. Again, you know, Black Ops 6 is going to be focusing on round-based Zombies content. That's what this is about. People have been wanting round-based. We got round-based. Don't freaking complain. Give constructive criticism to make it better. But if you just complain and you're like, this just sucks, it's not going to do anything. You know, think about it from the creative side. They're just going to be like, well, screw it. You know? Like, what's the point if everybody, you know, just, you know, like, nobody's ever satisfied, right? Like, you want to give constructive criticism. I'm not saying don't criticize it. We should criticize, and, you know, but constructively, right? Don't just, you know, don't just say stupid stuff that, like, has no constructive element to it. Like, if you think my content sucks, don't just be like, your content sucks. I mean, you can say that if you want, and it probably, you know, you're probably right. But, how am I going to make my content better? Unless you tell me what sucks about my content. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, man. Anyways, I think that's like a lot of the details. For the most part that I can see. Again, like I said, I already mentioned the HUD and all that. There's going to be a global synced progression system. Classic Prestige will be synced between multiplayer and Zombies, they say. So weapon progress will also be synced across all modes. So you'll be able to level up across, like, let's say you're like, I don't know, level 40 on multiplayer. You'll be level 40 in Zombies. And if you get to level 42 while you're in Zombies, then you'll be 42 in multiplayer. That's what it sounds like it means, from what I could tell. There's this other weapon called the Void Cannon. I don't know. This is cool. This is cool. We've seen this in the trailer. And that looks insane. Like, basically, you're a mangler, dude. You're a freaking mangler. Like, how crazy is that? I love that. That's so cool. It looks super OP. But I don't care. That's what makes it so cool. You just smash through all these zombies and destroy their guts. And I think that's pretty much it. We're getting to the end of the footage here. We got like 9 seconds left. And we are almost done. Right about there. That's it. We're done. So there you guys have it. That's the footage. Again, I kind of ranted more than reacted, I guess. A little bit of reaction, but a lot of kind of giving you guys some information. Again, you can watch this footage without me blabbering over it. CharlieIntel posted it. You know, I think this falls under fair use, right? Hopefully. Again, it's just kind of reacting to the footage and whatnot. Gonna link their tweet down in the description below so you guys can check it out. I didn't have the pleasure to, you know, get hands on myself, so I wanted to see what some of the gameplay looked like outside of what just, you know, Treyarch and Call of Duty posted themselves. But one last thing I wanted to mention, CharlieIntel did mention there's a Void Cannon in this map, which sucks zombies into this black hole activated by the cannon. So again, lots of wonder weapons and whatnot. There's also no theater mode in here. Theater mode is going to be exclusive for multiplayer, so nothing for zombies, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, again, there's a new save and quit for solo players. Everyone's gonna have one save slot, so you only get one save slot with zombies. So that's all you get, and whatnot. You could actually also play the game in first or third person, which I don't know how I feel about that. Hey, maybe it's not too bad. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Anyways, this has been my reaction to some of the gameplay posted by CharlieIntel. Hopefully you guys didn't mind. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, I'll link the tweet down in the description below so you guys can check it out for yourselves. And whatnot. And Lord willing, we'll be back to cover some more Black Ops 6. You know, lots to talk about, multiplayer and zombies. Like I said, there's a whole blog post I want to kind of go through if I can. but I do got to drink a ton of water before I record that video and get this video out to you guys. So thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Until the next one, game on. We'll see you guys soon. Hey you! What are you doing? Join the Skeleton Army! Do it today! Don't wait till tomorrow because tomorrow might never come. The Earth is gonna fade, that's inevitable. The next second of your life's not even promised, so you better think about where you're going, and you might as well just join the Skeleton Army. Plus, we do kinda like you a little bit, so it'd be nice to see you around here. But if you don't want to, hey, you're lost. See you later!